The Hotchkiss M1909 machine gun was a French-designed light machine gun of the early 20th century, developed and built by Hotchkiss Cie.It. It was also known as the Hotchkiss Mark I, Hotchkiss Portative, and M1909 Benét Mercié. It was adopted by the French Army as the Hotchkiss M1909 in 1909, firing the 18mm Lebel, and should not be confused with the heavier Hotchkiss M1914 machine gun. A variant to use the 303 round was produced in Britain as the Hotchkiss Mark I, and manufactured by Enfield. The British Army employed three different types of machine gun: the Vickers medium machine gun, the Hotchkiss, and the Lewis gun with the infantry. It was adopted by the U.S. in 1909 as the Benét Mercié machine rifle, caliber .30 U.S. model of 1909, firing the .30-06 cartridge. The name comes from three sources: Hotchkiss, the name of the American Benjamin B. Hotchkiss who started the company in France, the two main designers, Lawrence Benét and Henry Mercié, and the U.S. designation system at time which label arms with model of year. Lawrence Benét was a son of Stephen Benét, a former chief of U.S. Army Ordnance. It was also used by other countries, including Belgium, Spain, Brazil and Australia. Design: it was gas-operated and air-cooled, had a maximum range of 3,800 meters and weighed 12 kilograms. Initial models were fed by a 30-round strip magazine, but later models could be either strip or belt-fed. The US types had a bipod, while some others used a small tripod. This tripod, fitted under the firearm, could be moved with the weapon, and was very different from larger tripods of the period. The U.S. M1909 machine guns were made by Springfield Armory and by Colts Manufacturing Company. Total production for the United States was 670. This may seem small compared to the huge production runs of firearms later in the 20th century, but this was a significant number for the size of the contemporary U.S. Army. The M1909's adoption coincided with the withdrawal of the .30-06 manually operated Gatling guns from the U.S. Army's arsenals. Service: France and Britain used the Hotchkiss M1909 through World War I and on into World War II. The Australian Light Horse, the New Zealand Mounted Rifles Brigade and the Imperial Camel Corps used the Hotchkiss in the Desert Campaign in Sinai and Palestine. U.S. forces used the Benét Mercié at the Battle of Columbus, Indiana 1916 and in the subsequent Pancho Villa expedition in Mexico of 1916–17 and initially in France, firing pins and extractors broke frequently on the American guns. Some members of the U.S. press derisively called the M1909 the daylight gun because of the difficulty in replacing broken parts at night and jams caused when loading strips were accidentally inserted upside down in darkness. However, Marge Julian Hatcher was assigned to look into the issue after Columbus and found almost all the issues were due to inadequate training. U.S. troops during the Villa expedition received additional training and the M1909 was considered an effective weapon. It could have seen extensive use with the U.S. in World War I, but production had already ceased and only a small number were available. The U.S. Navy still used them, however, in that period. Uses: Austria-Hungary, Australia, Belgium, Brazil, India, France, Ireland, New Zealand, Republic of China, Spain, United Kingdom, United States. Gallery.